Hi, everyone. It is John C. Morley here, serial entrepreneur. Welcome to IFYL. It's great to have you here. At the top right, you're going to notice there's a QR code. Just take your phone, point at it, scan that QR code, and that'll direct you over to my link tree with lots of great information to improve your life and everyone else in that you care so much about. If you have any trouble getting there, just go to Believe, Believe, me, M-E, Achieve, ACHIEVE.com, and you'll get over to my link tree with lots of great information for you and your life. And to improve it, there's a science channel, motivation channel, a coaching channel. There's so much stuff out there. So check it out. Lots of great free stuff. And if you're coming back, welcome back, my friends, colleagues, and wonderful associates. Thank you so much for popping here today. We try different times to see what works for people. Sometimes I don't do it in the evenings, but you always can come back and watch it whenever you have time. So thank you so much for coming back. My friends, colleagues, and wonderful associates, so grateful for you, and hopefully some of the new people will become loyal, just like all of you are being for me. Really, really do appreciate that. And let's get to our master topic, shall we? Well, today's the last day on this How to Remember series, episode 7. We had a whirlwind this week about memory, didn't we? How do you remember? So some people will remember by doing things by rote, by writing them out several times, right? We talked about the method I showed you with the ship, how you can make things ridiculous and things like that. We talked about the location method by using the home, and there I created that speech, remember? And so those are great things you can use. You can use rhymes and songs as memory techniques. You can use acronyms as memory tricks. You can do all kinds of great things. But, memory comes down to the same thing your body comes down to. If you don't use your memory, you lose it. Let me say that again. If you don't use your memory, you lose it. So that might sound crazy, right? Maybe your car keys are disappearing. Your checkbook, if you're still doing things by paper, hopefully you're not, just suddenly goes missing. And maybe you search the parking lot, thinking that a thief has taken off with your car, instead of you admitting that you actually can't remember where you parked it. So memory is really important. Keep your memory fit. Do memory exercises. Eat a low-fat diet, right? Making sure that you drink lots of water, because we said, ladies and gentlemen, did you know this? The brain is made up. How much water? How much water is the brain made up of? Oh, it's made up of 80% water. So the slightest dehydration can cause fatigue, headaches, and lack of mental clarity, stress, and sleep issues. So make sure you get your water. Yeah. I'm drinking my reverse osmosis water, which is really, really good for you guys. Good for me too. So, memory. We talked about, how do you remember a person's name? Oh, you meet the person, you say their name. If you don't know how to say it, you say, look, it sounds like a beautiful name. I don't want to botch it up. Would you do me a favor and say it for me so I can understand how to say it properly? He'll be happy to do that for you. Now, when you think about the name, you talk to them for a moment, try to think about something you have in common. So while you're talking, maybe they said, oh, gee, well, I volunteered at the Y, and let them finish the statement. Oh, I did too. Which Y and for which programs, and make this association. Wow, Michael, I didn't realize you like to do so much and volunteer. I love that. That's amazing. And then maybe at the end, you could say something else like, so Michael, I have to ask you, what got you involved with wanting to volunteer in your life? You're not going to forget that person or their name. How many people do you know that go through the trouble to make sure that you're someone important in their life? Not a lot of people, right? So you could do crossword puzzles to help your memory. computer games or reading and discussing information with people will improve your ability to retrieve and remember things. Definitely important to know there are many factors. So as you grow, it's important to keep exercising your brain. I'm not a big fan of all these drugs. I think you can have a great memory without any drugs. And you just have to practice using your memory. Maybe right now it might be time to go somewhere. And so you might, let's say, be at the register and they're making a transaction as you purchase it. And you might say, gee, let me see what this is. And now before they give you the change, I want you to think in your mind, what should my change be? Don't use your calculator. And practice this. Practice counting in your head. Practice using spatial recognition. Well, that's interesting, John. What is spatial recognition? Well, we didn't talk about too much of this week, but it's used when you look into a mirror and discern which side of the image correlates with the right side and which with the left. So when you orient your new office or your condo or your townhouse or your home, it gives you the ability to know where and why certain things should be somewhere. Pretty cool, right? So recognition memory. You might know the game where somebody puts the cards down and then they pick one up, they turn it over, and then they go for another one. So what you can do is maybe you can imagine something very crazy on that card. So this way it sticks in your mind. See, you can increase your memory. You can make it better. So recognition refers to the ability to identify something as familiar, a stimulus, or situation that has been encountered previously. So if you see two of hearts, maybe you can picture two hearts right over that card and maybe a big two hooking them together. You're not going to forget that card. Later on, they put the card back. And they're, oh, go to the second one from the left. Second one from the left? Yeah, go to the second one from the left. And that's it. Yep, two of hearts. So you see how this works? It's really cool, isn't it? How you can use your brain to actually recall things. Now, the only question you might be asking me is, John, why don't people do this? That's an interesting question. And I think it comes down to the fact that a lot of people don't realize that they can improve their brain. I don't think they realize that they can improve their brain. But you can. You can improve your brain. But you have to keep practicing. Right? Have to keep practicing. All right. Speaking about memory and things that are important, remember we said that people don't remember things, they remember moments. So today is August 26th, and it's National Cherry Popsicle Day. And so I went and got a cherry pop. Actually, I couldn't get one. I had to buy a whole box that had cherry, strawberry, and mixed berry just to get a cherry pop. They didn't have like a cherry pop. So I got that. I did a little video on that before. Now you might be saying to me, John, when did cherry pop originate? Well, that would be a great question. And I would tell you a long time ago by a boy that was only 11 years old. Yeah. 11 years old. And so people might be saying to me, John, how did that happen? So if you ask yourself, where did the cherry popsicle come from? So cherry pop, cherry popsicle. But today, August 26th, is National Cherry Popsicle Day. And the cherry popsicle, or National Cherry Pop, it's celebrated on August 26th. This is the day to celebrate popsicles' importance and appreciate the delicious frozen fruit treat. Whether you go to buy one at the store, the Good Humor truck, or some other ice place, or you make one yourself, people believe that popsicles promote good health and help people stay hydrated. They also give kids something sweet to help them fight hunger pains when it's during the wintertime. So, National Cherry Popsicle Day started with this boy that was only 11 years old. Okay. It was created by two friends, and they were looking for a way to celebrate the summer and make a difference in the community. The two friends knew that many people did not have access to fresh fruit, especially cherries, during the winter months. So they decided to create an event to bring awareness and support to local organizations serving those in need. The first celebration was held in 2007, and it quickly became one of the most popular fundraisers in New York City. So people love cherries. But when we talk about any kind of popsicle day, the question I always say is, where did popsicles come from? So this is a very interesting thing, because popsicles came around because of a boy who was 11 years old and was born in 1905. And it was a fluke. His name was Frank Epperson. And he didn't set out to create a treat that would keep kids happy and cool on summer days for generations to come. He mixed some soda powder and water in a glass with a small wooden stirrer. Then he wandered off and forgot about his drink. It remained outside overnight. And there we have it. We have the popsicle. So it was a cold night in San Francisco area. And when he came back the next morning, he discovered the first ever popsicle waiting for him. Trapped frozen goodness inside its glass. He ran the glass under hot water and was able to pull the icy treat out using the stirrer. He licked the frozen treat off the stirrer and decided it was pretty good. History was made and the entrepreneur was born. Epperson named the treat an Epsicle, taking credit where it was due, and began selling them around the neighborhood. Now, beyond the neighborhood, if we fast forward 18 years to 1923, Epperson saw a bigger and better future for his Epsicle, and he applied for a patent for his frozen ice on a stick. He described the treat as a frozen confection of attractive appearance, which can be conveniently consumed without contamination by contact with the hand and without the need for a plate, spoon, fork, or any other type of implement to eat it with. Epperson recommended birch, the popular, or wood bass for the stick. And now this grown man with children of his own, Epperson deferred to their judgment and renamed the treat Popsicle, as in popsicle. He moved beyond the neighborhood and began selling his popsicle at a California amusement park. Pretty interesting. Unfortunately, the Epperson popsicle business failed to thrive, at least for him personally. He fell in hard times in the late 1920s, and he sold his popsicle rights to the Joe Low Company of New York. The Low Company took the popsicle to national fame with more success than Epperson had enjoyed. The company added a second stick, effectively creating two popsicles stuck together and selling this double-sized version for a nickel. It rumored that approximately 8,000 were sold on just one hot summer day at Brooklyn's Coney Island. The Good Humor decided all this was an infringement of its own copyright for ice cream and chocolate sold on a stick. A series of lawsuits enamored with the court, ultimately deciding that the Low Company had the right to sell frozen treats made from water, while Good Humor could continue to sell its ice cream pops. Neither side was particularly pleased with the decision, and their feud continued until 1989, when Unilever purchased Popsicle, and subsequently Good Humor joined the two brands under one corporate roof. Interesting. Unilever continues to sell popsicles to this day, and estimated 2 billion of them a year in flavors as exotic as mojito, avocado, and cherry still remains the most popular. The double stick version is gone. However, it was eliminated in 1986 because it was too messy and more difficult to eat than Epperson's initial accidental brainstorm. I have to agree with that because I remember the first time I had a popsicle, which was obviously a while back. I have to say that having a popsicle is definitely interesting. But when they added the second stick, it was always messy because you took it out, and then if the thing broke apart, well, it was a mess. It was completely a mess. So you can have a typical popsicle. There are many out there that are not even 30, 40 calories. They say a typical serving size is basically 120 calories, which is 3 of them. So 1 of them is just enough. It hydrates you. It's refreshing. It's cool. It's great on a summer day. You can have it really anytime you want. But the nice thing about a popsicle is that if they're done right, they're not that messy. If you get other types of popsicles or some ice creams, they melt, right? Remember the old slogan, M&M's are supposed to melt in your mouth, not in your hand? Well, a popsicle will melt in your hand if it's a hot enough day. So eating a popsicle is just a nice treat. And it's different than ice cream because there's not as much sugar. There's really not any fat in the popsicle. It's basically all water and a little bit of sugar. And it really does satisfy your hunger cravings. So really cool. Anyway, a lot going on. Tomorrow's another great day. But, when we think about our memory, remember that people don't remember things. They remember moments. So if you have a business, if you're just doing something in your personal life, and you want to make an impact, remember, it's about a memory. Kodak had it right when they said memories, right? Kodak making memories. But really, what was Kodak doing in their little slogan, making memories? It was a song originally written by Sherman Brothers for the pre-show for the Kodak-sponsored attraction Magic Journeys. As the title suggests, it's about preserving memories through taking photographs. The song is notably featured on the Disney sing-along song videos, Disneyland Fun. But what's interesting is that even though they were saying memories, what we were really creating was moments. And I want to end my show tonight on something very important. You know what that is? Something a coach said. What was that? Well, this is something that I believe will stick with you for a very long time. It came from the Soviet pre-game speech, and it was used again in the Mighty Ducks movie. Great moments are born from great opportunity. And that's what you have here tonight, boys. That's what you've earned here tonight. 1 game. If you played them 10 times, they might win 9, but not this game, not tonight. That just has its own life to it. Let me read that one more time. Great moments are born from great opportunity. And that's what you have here tonight, boys. That's what you've earned here tonight. 1 game. If we play them 10 times, they might win 9. But not this game. Not tonight. Herb Brooks was the coach of the 1980s men's U.S. Olympic hockey team. And on the night the U.S. played the Soviet Union in the medal round, Brooks gave this speech to inspire his team to pull off the greatest upset in sports history ever. Now, if I asked you, what was the greatest baseball game you ever went to? You're going to remember the greatest moment. Babe Ruth, Derek Jeter, you're going to remember that. Now, you may not remember the score of the game unless they hit the winning run. But when you can remember that moment and transform yourself into that moment, oh my gosh, it becomes alive. So when our memories come alive, when those moments come alive, we relive them, we feel the sensations all over in our body. We become that moment. And that, my friends, empowers us to become a better version of ourselves and of others to do the same. Ladies and gentlemen, you know who I am by now. I am John C. Morley, serial entrepreneur. It's been a privilege, been a pleasure, been an honor to be with you again this day, not this evening. And I'll see you back on another video. But if you missed any of these nuggets, go back and watch them. There's so many this week on how to remember. And I will tell you, the location method is an amazing method that you definitely want to practice and use. But whatever you do, keep your brain sharp. Practice. Do something with your brain every single day, and it will reward you. All right. Thank you so much for liking, loving, supporting my channel, commenting below. How's your memory doing? And let me know, what do you want to see in another one of the IFYL show videos here? And be sure to tag your friends, colleagues, and associates. Share this out with everyone you know on social media. And then, ladies and gentlemen, make the choice to go to my YouTube channel, John Space E Space Morley Space Serial Entrepreneur. Look for that key phrase, help keep our content free, and make the choice, ladies and gentlemen, to click on that PayPal link, help keep our content free, and buy my team and I a savory, refreshing ice pop, a nice piece of watermelon, or an icy cold vanilla twist soft ice cream cone. Either way, we'll be grateful with those pennies and dollars. We'll invest into new hardware, new technology, new equipment, new software, and even new facilities to give you the most jaw-breaking, blasting, inspirational content that you could ever want in your life, to empower you with the fuel to become better than you currently are right now. Have a great rest of your night, everyone, and I'll see you guys tomorrow with a whole new master topic. Take care, everyone.